Greeting dear children, let us have a recap of chemistry chapter 4, structure of atom. First of all, Dalton proposed that atom is indivisible. It cannot be divided. It is the smallest particle of any matter. But later, it was discovered that atom is not the smallest unit. How we could judge it? How scientists could judge it? Because they knew this experiment I think everybody has done. When we take small pieces of paper bits, scatter anywhere, rub any scale in our dry hair and bring it near the paper bits, these paper bits are attracted. Sometimes when we pull off our clothes, then we feel like our hair are raising. This somewhere indicates that there is some charged particle present. There is some charge present in the atom. It means some charged particles are also present inside the atom. And these charged particles, if they are present by this charge tube experiment, it was known that electrons are protons, negatively and positively charged particles, which are present inside the atom. If they are present, then it was the natural curiosity of the scientist that where they are located inside the atom. So different models were proposed. First model which was proposed was Thomson model. What was Thomson model? Thomson proposed that atom is just like Christmas pudding or a cake, in that whole of the sphere is positively charged and negative charge are spread all over this positive sphere as the resin are inside the Christmas pudding or inside the cake. Some currants or raisins we put into for garnishing, for adding flavor into the cake. Similarly, negative charge equal in magnitude as that of the positive sphere, they are scattered all around. It was also compared with the watermelon, whose edible red part, this whole of the red part, this is the positive sphere, and seeds which are scattered all around, they are the negative charges. Right? So this was the first model which was proposed by Thomson. What was the merit of this model? This was, first of all, anything who makes the start is the leader. So he was the leader who proposed the very first model of the atom. He also could explain the neutral nature of the atom. Means as much as the positive charge inside the atom, same is the amount of the negative charge. So overall atom is electrically neutral. This was explained by Thomson. So this was the merit of Thomson model. What was the demerit? Till then there was no demerit, but later when Rutherford did the scattering experiment, this model could not explain this, so that model was discarded later. So what was the Rutherford scattering experiment? Let us see here. Rutherford scattering experiment was, he took a lead cavity, a block of lead where some radioactive material was taken here. It is radioactive material. Any radioactive material, he took polonium. Okay. Radioactive material was taken. It was bombarded with alpha particles, fast moving alpha particle. Two reasons. What are alpha particles? Alpha particles are doubly charged helium atoms. Helium is, helium is 4, 2. Its mass is 4 and its atomic number is 2. It has 2 protons and its mass is 4. So it is heavy in comparison to proton, and it is doubly charged, means if its 2 electrons are removed, then it becomes alpha particle. So minus 2 electron, then it turns into alpha particle, or we can symbolize it as He plus 2. Right? So these are alpha particles. They are fast moving, so they are having the considerable amount of energy. They were allowed to pass through single slit. This is a slide. This is a simple sheet having one hole. So beam of rays which were passing, they were all stopped here. Only one ray was allowed to made to incident on the gold foil, and this gold leaf is very thin. Why we have selected here gold? Why he selected gold here? Because gold is highly malleable metal, so it can be converted into thinnest sheet. So it was nearly 1000 atom thin. You know, when the smallest of the particle which we can see with the naked eyes has 10 raised to power 23 atoms. So it is thinnest to thinnest. It is having only 1000 atoms here. So when this alpha particles were made to incident over here, what he expected? He expected that alpha particles are positively charged, they are having more mass than the protons. So he was expecting that they will be deviated, but they will be deviated by the small angle. But beyond his expectation, what was there? Most of the rays passed undeviated. They were made to incident on the circular screen having the zinc sulfide coating. Why zinc sulfide coating was there? So that whatever rays will be falling over it, they will produce scintillation. They will produce spark. By this will be indicated that rays are striking over here. So most of the rays were passing without any deviation. A few means very less, having the small deviation, and only 1 out of 12,000 rays rebounced. Rebounced means it was going in this way and came back following the same path, means deviated by 180 degree angle, just having the U-turn, right? So what is the inference of this model? What was the conclusions for these observations? Because most of the alpha particles went straight out of the atom. If this is the atom, if we zoom the atom, if these are the rays which are made to incident, because most of the rays are moving without any deviation, it means most of the space inside the atom is empty. Most of the space inside the atom is empty. Next thing is, a few deviated by small angle. A few deviated by small angles means they were going somewhere close to some positive charge. That's why they deviated by small angles, right? So there must be some positive charge in their vicinity. But because these were less, it means there is very small portion of the positive charge inside. And one ray out of 12,000 rebounced or retraced its path or came back, it means this positive sphere which is inside the atom, it acquires very small volume in comparison to the volume of the atom. So what were the inferences which were given by Rutherford on the basis of these all observations? They were all beyond his expectation. All the inferences, conclusions were different what he expected. So what he proposed, he said most of the atom is empty. Positive charge is concentrated in very small area, in very small portion of the atom, and this whole of the positive charge is centered here in this small portion. This portion we named it as nucleus. He said all the protons are inside this nucleus, and nucleus is having very small volume in comparison to volume of the atom. So these were the and electrons. He said electrons are revolving around the nucleus in extranuclear part. So it means his supposition was, his proposal for the atom was most of the atom is empty. Some positive charges concentrated in the small portion deep inside the atom called nucleus, and electrons are in the extranuclear part outside the nucleus, right? So we will be discussing drawbacks of the this Rutherford model. What was the drawback? According to Maxwell theory, it was proposed that if any charged particle is in motion, then it continuously loses energy. If any charged particle is in motion, because electrons are moving outside the nucleus, so it must disintegrate its energy. It must go on losing its energy, so its path of movement should go on decreasing, and finally a moment should come when this electron should fall into the nucleus. This all I am telling about electron. If electron is moving, I am repeating, please listen to it. But I have said because electron is moving, it was the supposition of the Rutherford's model that electrons are revolving as planets are revolving around the sun in our planetary system. So if any charged particle is in motion, so it must go on losing the energy. Finally its path should go on decreasing, and this electron should fall into the nucleus. If electron is falling in the nucleus, it means atom should collapse, atom should destroy. But all the things around us are matter. They are having electrons and protons inside them, and they do not destroy at all. It means they are quite stable. It means there was something wrong in this model. So next thing was Bohr's proposal. What Bohr proposed? Bohr said कि atoms, he just gave little explanation to Rutherford's model. He said कि it is correct कि atom is having very small nucleus where all the positive charges centered. At that time, neutrons were also discovered. I will tell you how neutrons were discovered. So there in the nucleus, it means there are proton plus neutron, and electron move in discrete orbit around the nucleus in different shells, and these shells he named as K, L, M, N, O, P, and so on. And the energy, as we move outside, energy keeps on increasing. Means this is having the lowest energy, then more, then more, then more, and electrons fill in the order of lower to higher energy. From nucleus side, electrons fill in by the formula 2n square. Electrons fill in this order. It does mean every shell is having its capacity to fill some electrons. In the first shell, K is the first shell. K shell is having n equal to 1. So its capacity of electrons is 2 into 1 square. 2 into 1 square is 1. So only in K shell, only 2 electrons can come. For L shell, do with me. For L shell, what will be there? It is the second shell. So n is equal to 2. So capacity of electrons will be in second shell 2 into 2 square. 2 square is 4. 4 2s are 8. In the second shell, in L shell, total accommodation of electrons is 8. In the M shell, n is equal to 3. So capacity will be 2 into 3 square. 3 square is 3 into 3, 9. 9 2s are 18. So 2, 8, 18, 32. This is the sequence of filling the electron, and electrons are not filled in the other shell till previous shell is completely filled. And when electron is moving in its own orbit, it will not neither lose energy nor gain energy. So it will be stable. If it is moving in its own orbit, there will be no disintegration, no loss of energy. So that's why stability of atom was explained. Next is Bohr-Bury scheme, ki how electrons are filled in the electronic shell. This was explained. This is the thing, ki capacity is this, ki in first shell there can be 2 electron, in second shell there can be 8 electron, in the third shell there can be filling of 18 electron. But there is one rule, that outermost shell cannot have more than 8 electrons. Outermost shell cannot have more than 8 electrons. Okay, so this is the rule 1. And penultimate shell cannot have more than 18 electrons. Outermost shell, maximum accommodation, 8 electron. Penultimate means second last. Penultimate shell can have maximum of 18 electron if it is more than this. After M, because M is having this capacity only. If we have to fill now electrons, we will have to first fill K shell, then we should come to L, then we must go to M shell. And see here, now you must be thinking, if it is potassium, shall I tell you how to fill the electron? I will explain in my next video. Till then, I have explained you different models of atom. I hope you have understood. Thank you very much.